How are you? You okay?
I'm good, my man.
Good to see you, man.
Looking fly.
You too.
Good to see you, bro.
Keeping well?
I'm good. Good. All right, you've been here a while now. More than settled in. I've seen you play some games.
Yeah.
Now, how are you finding it?
It's going well. I love it. I love especially where we are now, the City Ground and the fans. It's something I haven't experienced, and every time I do play, it's amazing. I like that kind of pressure of the expectation that you need to play well, and you need to win games.
Let's look back to how it all began for you. Obviously, growing up in Ireland, the origins.
I started football kind of late. I started when I was about 9 or 10. From there, it was I just kept my head down and started playing. And every year I kept playing. It was more making me realise how much I wanted to play professional.
I can remember some players. Well, I used to look at the Panini sticker book back in the day. You know, people like Chris Hughton would have been one of the first players. You know, not only was he mixed race, but I used to see he played for Spurs and he played for Ireland as well.
Yeah.
Without putting any words in your mouth. I mean, there are other players, but what other players in terms of role models would you have maybe looked at?
From my earliest ages I can think of when I was watching football, it was players like Drogba. Paul McGrath's another one I kind of grew
Paul McGrath. I had the pleasure of playing against him back
really,
in the day.
But I heard a lot about him, especially coming through at leagues at my old club.
In terms of being a role model, whether you realise it or not, I would imagine you are for those back home. Pressure? How do you feel about the responsibility of being a role model?
I like it, to be honest. I know how it feels like to be a young kid with looking for a role model, and I think I got it in many ways through different people for different reasons growing up. So to be in a position to hopefully be a positive role model for kids like me, boys or girls, it's an amazing feeling, and it's a nice kind of pressure to have.
Do you get a chance to go home?
When I do go home, I always make sure I go back to Leagues Up United.
Where it all began?
Literally. They each had the individual inputs to help me get to that stage. So when I did make my debut, it kind of felt like a nice moment to round off all the kind of struggles and stuff I had, and it kind of gives me more hunger to create moments like that. I want to achieve stuff in my career. You know, I want to be able to look back and say, I played in this game. We were challenging for this. Internationally wise, I want to play a significant part in the World Cup. That is something I want to do. That's a dream that I've had for forever, really, is to go to a World Cup with Ireland.
Let's talk about your Nigerian heritage. What role has that had?
What my mum done really well is she tried her best to incorporate both sides of my heritage, which obviously is Irish and Nigerian. There's some of the first Africa Days in Ireland my mum was a part of setting up and stuff like that. So I grew up knowing my culture from both sides. Like, she'd cook Nigerian food, she'd do everything, to be fair. So
love that.
She she brought both of them together.
This month is Black History Month. What do you know about it? What does it mean to you?
The recognition of what we're kind of striving for, and it's also a recognition of what black people have done in life, you know, not just only sports, but in general. For me personally, it's important to be educated on it, because even me, I'm still learning, you know. I hear something new or I found out something new, and I just kind of try to keep educating myself on it.
100%. I mean, for myself, I'm still learning. Not only the clubs that we've played for, those that have been before us, but in terms of other great people, pioneers. Definitely. And it ain't just about sport, but we use sport to lift it up and raise the profile. But things have certainly changed within football. I mean, I would say positively and for the best, but there are still, you know, issues that we're trying to overcome. I think the reason I kind of evolved and got into that space, it's been over 10 years now, is because of some of the trauma, some of the things that I had to endure, you know, as a human being and also as a footballer. We're both talking at Nottingham Forest here today. I played for this club in the 90s. You're here, you're a modern player. I don't feel that old, but you know, time flies. But in terms of having the opportunity to speak to yourself, we have got a responsibility. You know, not everybody wants to embrace that, but we have got an opportunity to not only share our stories, but try and bring along the next wave, the next group of people. And for me, it's like passing the baton on, literally passing it on to yourself and hoping that you do the same thing, and we keep, you know, gathering momentum going forward. So, you know, just keep doing what you're doing. You know, proud to see you playing football, and just keep being that role model.
Appreciate it.